Well, many think sustaining a brain injury only happens to athletes who play contact sports, but it really can happen to anyone who might fall or hit their head. Here with some helpful information is certified brain injury specialist Wendell Miller joining us here on Be Well. Great to have you.
Thank you for having me.
I think this is a very important topic, so I'm happy we're talking about it. You know, what are some of the ways brain injuries can occur? Like we said, you know, we think high contact sport, but not always the case, right?
I agree. So there's several ways someone could have a brain injury. There's two types. There's a traumatic brain injury and there's acquired brain injury. So when you say traumatic brain injury, we're talking about concussion, sports injury, motor vehicle accident, falls. When we said acquired brain injury, we're talking about stroke, hypoxia, brain tumors. These are some of the things that you could have a brain injury from. So it's two different terms, but it's related to brain injury.
So what should we do if we suspect somebody maybe experienced, one of those two types of brain injuries you explained?
So if you suspect that, what I would say is that you look for balance problems, you look for vision, and you look for memory and cognitive problems. The other thing is that there's a great acronym called BFAST. What is that? B stands for balance. The E stands for, is there any eye issues, the visual deficit? And then the F stands for any facial discrepancy. Then could they raise their arm up? A lot of times you can't. Speech is important. Are they speaking clearly? Time is important. 911 is emergency. When someone have that, you gotta go to the emergency room really quickly. So the acronym BFAST is important for everyone to know to save someone's life.
Yeah, and it's like a quick scan that we can do ourselves.
Exactly.
Treatments. Thankfully there are a lot. What kinds are available?
So in a good rehab like ours at Westchester Restorative Rehab, we are CARF accredited. We have the gold standard. We are brain injury. So from the hospital, which is acute, they want to stabilize you. Once you're stabilized, you go to a rehab like ours. So from that rehab is a subacute setting where we offer up to 3 hours of therapy. You get physical therapy, you get occupational therapy, speech therapy, and cognitive therapy. Wow. And part of it is treating the family as a whole. We're very person-centered and very holistic. So it's all about the patient that we support constantly.
Oh, wow. So you get a lot of different aspects in that. And what kind of support do patients need, when they leave the rehabilitation center?
So we have a support group there every Friday to help those patients overcome these obstacles, to feel safe, to feel comfortable. But not only the patients, we also look at the family members. They too have a change. We have a third Thursday every month. We have a family support meeting. What is your life change? From a husband to a wife to a family member, now you're a caregiver. We want to give that support.
I know you're going to show us something, an example of kind of how you rehabilitate,
Correct.
Right?
Yes. We have a lot of advanced technology. So what are they? We have this machine called Excite Electrical Stimulation. You're going to put some electrodes on your hands. You reach for the cup. The electrodes are on there. You pick it up. They might be able to do this movement today. Next week again, we'll try it again. And again, they might be able to go all the way up. So they get full range of motion because we are eliciting certain muscle group that help. The extensor muscle, the flexor muscle to help with this motion. Because a lot of times, what do you want to do? You want to grab something and drink.
Amazing.
Right?
Wow.
The other machine we have, it's a really fabulous machine. A lot of patients who have stroke have problems swallowing. Mm-hmm. So right then and there, our speech language pathologist could put some electrodes on their throat and see what's happening while they swallow different food group to help support them in their treatment planning.
Amazing. Wow. There's so much
There's
available.
so much, yes.
Well, we appreciate you coming on and explaining all of this. Wendell, thank you so much. It's going to help a lot of people.
Thank you for having me. And I really want the public to understand that it could be any one of us could have a stroke, a brain injury. The important is getting a good rehab like ours, getting the resources that needed. And we're part of the Brain Injury Association of New York State, so get that additional support to take the patient from our level to the next level of care. And we're constantly working with them to navigate what is the next step in their life. So thank you for having me on the show.
Yes, amazing. Be fast. That's what I'm taking away.
Yes, thank you.